89X Sports Presentation.
The beginning of a new chapter in Lincoln College basketball.
Romine puts it up and in, and it's good! Lakes win! Lakes win! Lakes win! Lakes just won the AIA Conference Championship on a buzzer beater.
Lincoln College NAIA basketball action on 89X is brought to you by Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln, your CBD store on Broadway just off the square in Lincoln, and by Michelle Bauer, your country financial representative in Lincoln.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joliet, Illinois, where the Lincoln College men's basketball team is going to be taking on St. Francis, the Fighting Saints, today. Adam Hoffman here with Spencer Davis. Spencer, we're coming off a huge win at St. Louis College of Pharmacy not too long ago, a couple days ago, actually. What did you see in that game? You know, that we shot the ball really well. You know, Donnelly and Maris had 25, but what do you think was the biggest standout of that game?
I think obviously it comes down to free throw shooting. Again, last game they shot an astounding 83.3% from the line, which is a significant improvement over what they were shooting for the season.
Yeah, I mean, and we didn't take that many threes either. That's kind of the thing. We substantially shot a lot less, and we shot a lot better. So, you know, maybe something we need to maybe improve on. I mean, getting to the line is great, but, I mean, if you're not going to make them when you go there, you might as well not go at all. So, for St. Francis, you know, they're coming off a win in their last game against Mount Vernon Nazarene. They won that game 85-77. That was on the 29th. And, Spencer, this team of St. Francis is so balanced. I've never really seen a team like this before. They had 4 guys in double-digit scores in their last game, and they had another 3 of them with 8 points. And the leading scorer had a 17, and he came off the bench. So, I mean, and that was DeAndre Johnson. So, Spencer, what do you think we're going to have to do against the St. Francis team to really kind of contain them?
I think it's just going to take a lot of different schemes. We're probably going to see a lot of man-to-man. We're also going to see that zone mixed in. It might be a 2-3, might be 1-2-2, depending on what's going on. More than likely, it's going to stay man, as this Fighting Saints are shooting 41.6% from 3 on the season. And last game, they shot 52% from 3.
Yeah, they're a great shooting ball club, and, you know, that's something that we have struggled with in the past, is just kind of getting out to shooters. So something we're definitely going to have to work on. And clock's running out here. We're about ready to go for the starting lineup of the national anthem. So you were listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
The National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics is the governing body of small college athletics. The NAIA prides itself on character-driven intercollegiate athletics as it instills its 5 core values of integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership in all of its student athletes. For more information, log on to naia.org.
CBD, cannabidiol, a compound found in industrial hemp plants, has been featured in news reports as offering many health benefits. Your CBD store, the largest hemp retailer in the U.S., is now celebrating its grand opening in Lincoln. Your CBD store is located at 520 Broadway, just off the square. Your CBD store offers SunMed and Sunflora CBD products, including oils, edibles, topicals, and more. And they have staff on site to answer any questions. Your CBD store is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6. And Sunday and Monday, 12 to 4. Now offering curbside service. Your CBD store, just off the square on Broadway. Also find them on Facebook. Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln is proud to be a sponsor this season of Lincoln College men's and women's basketball on 89X and on LCTV. Thanks to their generous support, you'll never miss a single broadcast this season as the Lynx compete in NAIA action. Grau Chevrolet Buick has served the Lincoln and surrounding area with new and used vehicles, along with a complete service department since 1953. Grau is open Monday through Friday between 8 and 7, and on Saturdays 8 to 3. Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln at 1905 North Kickapoo.
Welcome back, everybody. We're now hearing these starting lineups for the Lynx men's team. Spencer, they're kind of doing us dirty here with the Imperial March playing, getting us introduced. I mean, they did shut off all the lights, and they had a really cool intro, I do have to say. But, Spencer, nothing has changed here for the Lynx since the last game. we're going to go the same 5 with Freeman, Donnelly, P.B. Brown, Connor Fuller, and Tyler Clark. I like this lineup of kind of a 4 guard and then 1 big in Clark. I think having Barney off of the bench, I think does add another depth to our lineup, just having that backup big. What are your thoughts?
I think this is a great lineup to have. You have a little bit of everything. You've got scoring, you've got defense, 3-point shooting, shot blocking. You've got everything with this lineup to start.
Yeah, Fuller is a great defender himself, and he can pretty much guard probably 1 through 4. He's such a good, versatile defender. And as we're getting introduced here to the Fighting Saints, you want to introduce them, Spencer?
Yeah, we've got number 1, Russell Tillery. He's averaging 8.8 a game. Number 3, Eric Ting, 12.5 a game. 13, Lewis Holy, 6.3 per game. 23, Joey Bugemi, 11.6 points per game. And number 32, Carter Fahey, with 7.3 points per game. And as I just said, they're balanced. This entire starting lineup can score. Yeah, we were a little nervous here coming in. We had to memorize a lot of names. They're going to run about 12 guys here. So, it's going to be a tough one on us here, Spencer. But they are a very good team. Like we said, they are 6-2 on the year. One of their losses was to Loyola of Chicago. So, definitely, if you're going to lose to a team, you might as well lose to a D1 team, right? Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so, for the Lynx, like you said, 25 from Donnelly and Maris in that last game. Maris still going to come off the bench for us. I do like that, just to have that one guy, like you said in the last game, the microwave kind of guy. And if you ever need a basket, just go to Maris and just say, get open, and then just shoot the 3. He's got a quick trigger. So it's going to be the same starting 5 here for the Lynx. And for the Saints, a very small lineup. I do have to say, we do have the distinct height advantage with Clark and Barney. Even Fuller is probably pretty much about the same height as their tallest guy. So it's going to be Holy and Clark here jumping it in the middle. Clark wins that one easily. Might I say rather easily. I don't even think Holy really even jumped. So here we go. We got Freeman, guarded by Ting. Driving right, going to kick it over to Brown. Looking for Clark on the inside. They do give it to him. Big man going to bang down low. And they're going to get him called for the travel. He did have position. He got pretty good position. But just shuffled the feet a little bit there, Spencer. And it looked like last game they tried to get Clark an early touch in the post, and they weren't able to. Today they got it to him in the post, and it'll be interesting to see how often they go to Clark down there. Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of a malfunction with the shot clock and game clock. It seems like that happens pretty much every game to start. So here come the Saints the other way. We got Ting going right. Looking for Bugemi, and they get it into Fahey. Ting going to drive left, goes underneath the basket, and the foul to go into the basket, fouled by DeAndre Freeman. It looked kind of like a late whistle to me. He was going to the left, and he ended up scooping it with his right hand, and he hit the bottom of the backboard, so maybe there was some contact that I just didn't see. I don't know. It looked like he had just kind of an awkward release there, and he kind of stopped and let DeAndre run into him. Yeah, it was a smart play there from Ting. Very, very smart play. First free throw here from Ting is no good. Like we said, the Saints are a pretty good shooting team, so the fact that they miss a free throw here to start the game is actually, pretty good news for us. They had a down game free throw-wise in their last game. I think it was about 63% from the line. Typically, though, they're a 75% free throw shooting team. Very good shooting team as Ting knocks down the second. So we got Freeman here, and once again, we got the shot clock not starting. So what is it? Yeah. We're on a 4-game run with the shot clock. Oh, yeah. Get used to it. It happens every game. It's going to happen every game. And, it's just something you got to remember to turn on both clocks at the same time. So it's a little confusing. Yeah, that's a tough draw. I haven't done clock before, so. So it's Fuller taking it out on the sideline, going to give it into Freeman. Freeman waiting for stuff to happen here at the top of the key. Going to go left and go back right to Fuller. Fuller going to do a nice little pull-up jumper, yes, to get him on the board and to get the Lynx on the board. 2-1 early here, Lynx. Fuller is money with that pull-up jumper. Yeah, he got to keep going too. I love it when he does it. Does a nice little shake and bake and pull-up. Here's the Saints coming back the other way. Holy over to Ting. Ting looking for Holy on the roll. Doesn't get it to him. They get it to him in the post now. Ting spinning back left. Nice move there from Holy. What a move to go right around Fuller. It was a great help side by Fuller, but he kind of got Clark out of position, just got that nice spin to his left hand. So we got Fuller here, top of the key.
Looking to shake and bake once again. Going to do a nice little pull-up. No good. Rattles in and out. And then Clark on the rebound going to get called for a foul. I don't know about that one. That was pretty close. Clark just seemed like he got a little higher than him.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little bit of the arm, though, and he's kind of pulling down.
Yeah. So that's going to be the first foul of the game. That's going to go on Clark, his first, who did not have foul trouble last game, but picking up an early one here. So we got Ting here driving left side. Going to kick it back over to Begemi. Now over to Tillery. Tillery looking for Begemi. Begemi almost picked off there by Pee Wee Brown. Looking for Holy down low once again. Holy skyhook. No good. Rebounded there by Donnelly.
Very Kareem-esque there.
Very Kareem-esque, yeah. If he has it, though, I mean, good for him. That's going to be Donnelly getting the ball knocked out of his hand by Tillery. Lynx retain possession.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this Tillery-Donnelly matchup. Both of them are seniors. They're going to go at it.
Yeah, both, quicker guards, not afraid to take it to the rack. Here's Clark now. Got on top of the key. Had to get rid of it. Going to set a screen here for Freeman. Freeman driving left now. Kicking over to Fuller. Back to Freeman. Looking for Clark down low. And then Freeman gets bumped going to lane. He tried to go behind his back there. Lost the footing. It kind of looked like an NBA Street 2 move. He kind of, threw it over his head and kind of caught the dribble. But no, he does get fouled in the process.
It looked like he got caught up in the feet. Both of them caught up.
So it'll be Freeman taking the ball underneath, taking out the ball underneath their own basket. Now lob it into Clark. Clark should have just taken it up there. He decides to dish it off to Freeman. Dishing it back out to Pee Wee Brown for three. Yes, to get him on the board. 5-3 lead here for the Lynx with 17:45 left in this first half.
I love that kick out to Brown. Brown steps up in rhythm, drilled it.
Yeah, he had a rough game last time. Good to see him just catching one in rhythm there. We got Ting over here. They're going to kick it over to Tillery. Now over to Begemi. Begemi going to fire a three of his own. No good. Rebounded there by Clark. Good defensive movement there from the Lynx to get Begemi to take a rough shot. Going to kick it over to Freeman. Freeman going to drive in the lane. Dish it off to Clark. No good. And then it tipped out of bounds. They do say that's the last touch by the Saints.
Smart play by Fuller. Looked like he could have grabbed it, but he was like, hey, I've seen the Saints touch this. I'm just going to let it go out of bounds.
Yeah, and we do get help on the shot clock, I do believe, as well. Just 20 seconds left on the shot clock. So it's going to be Fuller setting the ball up here for the Lynx. Kick it over to Freeman. Freeman looking for Clark down low. I'd like to see him get a post touch here. Freeman going to take it himself. Another one could have just gone up himself. Dumps off Pee Wee Brown. Pee Wee Brown gets blocked. And here come the Saints the other way. Fuller picking up full court now. Ting guarded by Donnelly. He drove right, and they're going to say knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by Ting. Great defensive play there from Donnelly.
Oh, absolutely exceptionally. He picked him up on the three-point line, and Ting thought he was going to get to the basket, and Donnelly locked him down.
Yeah, Donnelly is just very quick on his feet on the defensive end. St. Francis not happy about it. They wanted a foul call there. So here is Freeman. Freeman dribbling out. And going to kick it over to Fuller on the right side. Fuller looking to go on one-on-one. Back to Freeman. Freeman going to take it to the hole. Readjusts in air. Good. He got hit so hard after that basket. And they're going to say no foul. But, I mean, Freeman definitely shaken up after that one. He did not look happy coming up from that. He really got shaken up.
Holy just came down right on top of him. I kind of thought there could have been a foul, but it might have been a little bit late on the contact. But still, he came down hard on Freeman.
Definitely could have been a foul there on Holy. Here's Tiller now going to kick it into Holy. Back out to Fahey. Back into Holy. Nice move on Clark. No good. Good defense there from Clark getting the rebound.
And the nice thing about Tyler being so tall and there not really being a competition in height, he can get a rebound whenever he wants.
Pee Wee Brown high off the glass. He went right side and flung it way high off the glass and dropped down. Good to see Pee Wee Brown off to a hot start here with 9-3 Lynx.
A little 2 o'clock hook there.
So we got Ting here one-on-one with Freeman. On the left side, going to get a screen here from Holy. Decides to go back left. Nice little Euro step there from Ting to just readjust in midair. I mean, what a move there. Nice little righty finish there from Ting. So now we got Pee Wee Brown. 9-5 Lynx here early with about 15 left in the first half. Nice dump off pass to Freeman underneath from Donnelly. Give Donnelly an assist on the play. A cutting Freeman there. Easy bucket for him.
Donnelly and Freeman seem to have a great connection. We've seen Freeman give Donnelly a couple great threes. That was a great pass by Donnelly.
Yeah. We got Begemi. Now over to Fahey. Fahey guarded by Fuller. Fuller forcing him to the baseline. Going to have to turn around. No good. Holy with a rebound and a jumper, and then Tyler Clark underneath. Great defensive play there from the big to get the jump ball there instead of picking up the foul.
The nice thing about being 6'10" is you really don't have to jump to get blocks. Tyler Clark, I don't think, really left the floor. He just kind of put his hands up and blocked it right back down.
So there's a little bit of confusion there. Holy thought he got fouled there. They did call a jump ball, so it's still in possession of the Saints. And it's going to be Ting taking the ball out for them. Looking for Begami cutting.
DeAndre Johnson, new entry.
DeAndre Johnson into the game. Does a quick little hook. No good. Rebounded there by Fuller. Fuller looking to push the pace here for the Lynx. Now over to Donnelly. Donnelly has some room in there. Nice kick out to Fuller. Nice cut there from Freeman for the basket. So what ball movement here from the Lynx. Have not seen this from them yet this year, but it is pretty to watch.
This is a great new layer to the offense. This penetration and great back cut by DeAndre Freeman.
Yeah, Lynx locking up on the defensive end, and that man-to-man. They get Johnson on the roll. He can't handle the pass, so it's another turnover here for St. Francis. 13-5 early here for the Lynx.
And Nadav Gerner, a new check-in here for the Saints.
They're going to take the place of Ting, who started off pretty hot for the field. They're going to give him a break here early. It's going to be Fuller bringing the ball up here for the Lynx. Fuller going to be guarded by Fahey. He's going to drive right, going to kick it over to Brown. Brown now over to Freeman. Freeman trying to shake and bake on his opponent. Goes right into the in the lane. Wow, what a finish there from Freeman. And he has a little bit of a flex on them. I mean, what a finish there from Freeman. And St. Francis coaches just all the coaches not happy with their effort so far. They're wanting to carry and everything. It's going to be a timeout here, so we're going to take a break as well. You're watching or listening to Lynx basketball right here on 89X.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things Country Financial stands for. More than just an office you pass by driving through town. Neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of our community. Contact your local Country Financial representative, Michelle Bauer, today at 211 South Main in Lincoln. Call 217-735-9705 to talk about the things that are important to you and how we can help you protect them.
We're back here at St. Francis after the timeout. Spencer, what are you seeing from the Lynx here? They're moving the ball great.
Yeah, DeAndre Freeman's going to work right now. He's got 8 points out of the Lynx's 15. He's just getting to the basket whenever he wants.
Yeah, he's definitely playing great. Gerner going to dump it off to Begemi. Back over to Gerner. They're looking for a lob. Lynx read it beautifully. That's going to be a post hook there from Fahey to get St. Francis, get the lid off the basket here for St. Francis. It seems like Lynx have been just suffocating on them. Cam Gardner gets the ball just checked in along with Barney. Over to Pee Wee Brown in the corner. Brown going to go baseline. What a finish there from Pee Wee Brown. Goes up and under the basket with a nice little flip. What a move by the freshman.
He was almost horizontal when he let go of that ball.
Oh, my. It was crazy. 17-7 here. Lynx on top early. Yeah, Begemi in the corner. Going to get the screen from Johnson. Johnson rolling. They're not going to give it to him. Trying to find him. Back over to Fahey. Going to give it to Tillery. Tillery's been very quiet in this game so far. Get it into Johnson in the paint. Double teamed, and then they're going to get 3 in the key on Johnson. Nice play there from the Lynx defensively.
The Lynx are just doing a phenomenal job of A, being great on offense, and B, being great on defense. They've only given up 7 points in this first 7 minutes. I mean, I'll take only giving up a point per minute.
Maxwell Topia checks in for the Saints along with Tobias. Like we said, St. Francis going to run a lot of guys here. Just get fresh legs out there as well. Donnelly going to drive in the lane, kick it out to Freeman. Freeman back out to Donnelly. Donnelly trying to drive in again on Gerner. Nice cutting Freeman for the finish. Yes. What play, ball movement and just cutting from the Lynx is completely just changed this team overnight. We did not play like this against College of Pharmacy, but if we did, we probably would have won by a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot more three-pointers put up early on in that Pharmacy game like we just talked about. This is a lot more interior back cuts being made.
There was a jump hook there from DeAndre Johnson, no good, rebounded by the Lynx. Pee Wee Brown going the other direction, and then he's going to dump off pass to Gardner. And he's going to get, I believe there's a blocking foul on the play. Pee-wee drew it. It's going to be on the floor, obviously, because he dished it off. But it seems like we have a new attack mode. We're just trying to get to the basket no matter what.
Yeah, it seems like instead of settling for jumpers, they're just going to the basket whenever they want.
They get it into Gardner here. Gardner's going to dribble out. Going to kick it out to Pee-wee Brown. Going to set things up for the Lynx. Barney now over to Freeman. Freeman looking to shake and base on Tobias. Going to go right to the lane. Lobbed it up to Gardner. Didn't need to there, but backed out to Pee-wee Brown for three. No good. Rebound out of there by Tobias.
I think Freeman thought that Gardner was going to step up for a jam right there, but not quite on the same wavelength.
Here's Gardner driving in the lane. Started on the left side, went all the way around the basket to the right to finish there. Good move there by Gardner. Here's Pee-wee Brown now. And guarded by Maxwell Topia. Trying to get in the lane, and they're going to get a foul there going against St. Francis. I believe that's going to go on Rihanna Maxwell Topia. That's going to be his first foul. Or no, actually, they're going to give that one on Gardner.
Coming out of that timeout, the Fighting Saints have gotten a lot more physical defensively. We're seeing a lot more jersey tugs. I'm seeing a little bit more untucked jerseys from the Lynx, and I don't think that's from them doing it.
Yeah. So we're going to see Blake Maris for the first time coming off a 25-point game. Just about steps out of bounds there does Maris. Going to have Gardner driving in the lane and then trying to dish it out to Donnelly in the corner there, but he just kind of lost it. Donnelly did off his foot, so it's turnover on the Lynx. So here is Gardner for St. Francis, guarded by Donnelly. Going to kick it over to Tobias. Back up to E.J. Charles, who just checked in recently. Back over to Gardner. Gardner gets a screen from Johnson. Gives it into Johnson now. Johnson, nice little post hook. Beautifully played there by Barney, who comes up with the block. Now we got Donnelly running the break the other way for the Lynx. Nice take there from Donnelly. Trying to get to that left hand that he loves so much. Just goes right around Johnson, then has to throw it up over Johnson. 21-9 Lynx here early. We got Tobias here, top of the key. Going to give it into Charles. Charles looking for something here. Going to kick it in to Johnson for the post hook. No good. And then gets Barney up in the air. And Barney comes down hard on Johnson. It seems like the Saints, they're not shooting as many threes as I thought they would, really. They're really trying to pound the ball inside.
Yeah, and Johnson's a much larger guy than Barney. Barney has the height advantage, but Johnson is built like another brick house.
Yeah, he is huge. I mean, he's not very tall, like we said, but he's strong. Yeah, he's a very strong-bodied dude. Gardner in the corner off the inbound, no good. And it's going to be rebounded there by Pee-wee Brown. Maris now thought about the 30-footer. That's going to be Brown taken to the rack, no good. Rebounded there by Johnson. Here's Gardner now on the fast break. That was over to E.J. Charles running in transition. He gets it and one. So he'll go to the line for one.
This is a really smooth finish by Charles there. He kind of got bumped way out on the right side of the hoop, and he still managed to get up and under on the left side.
And it looked like he was really trying to go dunk it, but then he just got hit, so he decided to lay it up instead. So it'll be DeAndre Johnson, E.J. Charles, they're going to the line for one free throw. Last foul went on Barney. It's his first.
Both big men for the Lynx have done a good job of avoiding true foul trouble so far. Tyler Clark with one foul and Barney with one foul now.
So Fuller checks back in. And Gardner just got away with the travel there at the top of the key. We got Fuller now going left. Stop and pop from Fuller. Good switch bomb. I mean, what a move there by Fuller. Just stopping on a dime, shooting that jumper.
There's not much you can do if he's just going to keep hitting those pull-up jumpers.
Yep, and there's going to be another stoppage of play here. Not really sure what that stoppage of play was for. It was for shot clock.
Shot clock was up 24, and they just inbounded.
Yeah, so they're going to move it back to 28. 9:50 left to play in this first half. 23-12, Lynx on top. Going to give it up to Maxwell Topia here for St. Francis. Over to Gardner now. Gardner guarded by Freeman. Looking for Johnson underneath. They do give it to him. Doubled immediately. Post hook there from Johnson goes off the top of the crown there on the rim and goes right in. So what a play there.
The Saints are doing a great job of when they sense that help side from the defense, they're just going to the other side on the post.
That one's it's going to be the last touch there from Gerner on the DeAndre Freeman drive. Tyler Clark comes back in to try to contain Johnson underneath. Substitution here for St. Francis as well. Ader Enabatart comes in for the first time. Going to lob it into Clark. Tipped out by Enabatart. It's going to come in for E.J. Charles. Kicks it into Enabatart. He thought about the dunk and then decided to lay it up at the last second.
Yeah, I think if you went up for a dunk, Tyler Clark was going to be there to erase it.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of slipping out of his hand as well. So here's Freeman now. Got top of the key, guarded by Gerner. Freeman just going to take a pull-up jumper from the three-point line. No good. And it's going to be a foul on the ground, fighting for the rebound. And I believe that's going to be a foul on St. Francis.
I think they called a hook on Ader Enabatart.
Yeah, they called it on Enabatart. That's going to be his first foul. Freeman just kicks it into Fuller near the half-court line. Fuller just going to try to shake and bake once again. So good at just kind of getting his shot. Going to kick it over to Maris. Maris from the parking lot, no good. Rebounded there by Clark. Clark going to kick it out to Fuller. And Fuller going to take another mid-ranger, no good. Long rebound out to Gardner. Back out to Maris for three, no good. Tipped up again by the Lynx, and now they're going to get Tyler Clark for the over and back. It's a rough call there for Tyler Clark. It looks so much worse because he's so much bigger than the other people.
Yeah, he really wasn't trying to make contact with anyone. He looked like he was just trying to tip it out, and he must have gotten enough of the arm to warrant the whistle.
Yeah, so that's going to be Clark's second foul, and he's going to sit down. Barney is going to come back in for him.
Saints on a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, 23-16, 8:30 left to play in this first half. We got Maxwell Topia on the wing here for the Saints. Guarded here by Fuller. And Fuller, good defensive play there. Maxwell Topia gets called for the travel. Looked like he kind of got away with a push-off really there.
I mean, either way, it's a
turnover.
But yeah.
Either way. So we got Lynx ball here. They're going to pick up some full pressure now from Gerner on Freeman. Freeman gets it across half court. Going to get a high pick here from Barney. Freeman going to go right through the double there, but then can't not finish at the rim. Here's Fighting Saints. They are in transition. I should say pull up three there from Carlos Tobias is good. And the Lynx, slowly starting to lose this lead here. 23-19. St. Francis coming back strong.
Yeah, they really haven't scored a bucket in a while, and they just need to find a rhythm again.
So we got Barney here in the corner. Over to Maris and just miscommunication there. Barney throws it out of bounds. Maris trying to cut there, and Barney threw it out to him like he was going to stay out. So, yes, like I said, just miscommunication there from the Lynx. I have Donnelly and Pee Wee Brown coming back in for the Lynx and for Maris and Cam Gardner. So more of a starting lineup here for the Lynx and DeJon Barney. Now Gardner got it now. Left side, lobbing it. Wow, what a play there. Lobbing it inside to E.J. Charles, who dunks it down, and they're going to give a foul there on the dunk attempt.
That was impressive.
Yeah, it was a good lob, good pass there.
He kind of was getting a little undercut there by the defender, and he still managed to finish.
Yeah, that's why they called the foul. Yeah, they safely landed. So Charles, no good on the free throw. Nice rebound there from Barney.
You like that good smack sometimes.
Yeah, you like the good smack. He goes up with the one arm, the one hand, catches it and smacks it back. So there's Pee Wee Brown now, top of the key. Then over to Donnelly. Donnelly just recently checked back in. Here's now back over to Brown. Brown going to go top of the key, driving in, no good. And rebounded there by Anabatart. Charles has it now, guarded by Freeman. There's Tobias gets stuck. He's going to kick it out to Gerner to set up the offense here for St. Francis. Get it into Anabatart, the free throw line. Back out to Gerner. Gerner into Charles. And Charles spins in there and gets to the basket. And Barney picks up the foul there, but that's a pretty good block there from Barney. I do say it so myself.
Yeah, he got a great hand on it. It certainly looked like he got a little bit more body.
Yeah, definitely a block for me.
Lincoln College basketball on LCTV and WLNX is brought to you by Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. Since 1953, Grau has been a family-owned and operated business committed to Lincoln and Logan County. Grau offers new and pre-owned Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac vehicles. And they have a complete service department that will be there for you long after the sale. Grau Chevrolet Buick at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln and at grauinc.com.
Ting checks in for St. Francis, and Nick Cohorst comes in for the first time for the Lynx. And knocks down knocks down both free throws. Does E.J. Charles. So tied at 23 now. 5:30 left to play, or 6:30 I should say. Freeman going to go into the lane, step back, free throw line jumper, rattling all over the rim, no good.
What was that, about 4 bounces on the rim?
Rebounded by Anna Batite, and then driving all the way pretty much is Maxwell Topia. He's going to get an uncontested layup basically to give St. Francis the first lead of the game.
Lynx on a real dry run right now.
Yeah, they really need to get something going here. Freeman going to set things up, going to get a screen from Cohorst, now over to Fuller. Fuller going to go baseline up and under, and then they're going to call a foul on the play. Could be questionable, I don't know. I didn't get the best angle of it, but it did seem like there was some contact.
It definitely looked like there were a couple of defenders that caught Fuller with their body, and him going to the line now is big for the Lynx, kind of gets the game reset a little bit.
Yeah, Fuller definitely, I would say definitely the block was clean up top, but it's the body contact that really sells the foul there.
And typically that's what happens with those kind of fouls.
Fuller out the line for two. First one goes down there for Fuller. Fuller with a quick 5 points on the game so far. As Lynx has just been kind of playing different here the last couple minutes. Haven't been cutting as much. I don't think we've really attempted a three yet. Only a couple maybe. Fuller knocks down 2 of 2. Lynx now fall back into a full court press.
It's that soft 1-2-2 zone they run. It's just to kind of provide a little bit of pressure, a different look maybe.
Yeah. St. Francis barely gets it over in time. They're going to give it over to Charles. Charles now back over to Ting. And Ting going to slow things up here for St. Francis. Charles going to try a pull-up three. No good. Rebounded there by Freeman. Freeman is going to kind of go himself. And no good on the layup. And then he gets hammered. No foul called. Cohorst even there on the tip back. No good. And then it's going to say last touch there by the Lynx.
Good follow by Cohorst there, though. He was ready for the tip-in if it was there. It just happened to be a defender to knock it out of his hands.
Yeah, Begemi comes back in for St. Francis along with Tillery.
And this is what we were talking about on the pregame. The Fighting Saints have so much more depth than the Lynx have. Lynx typically go, 7, 8 guys deep?
7, 8 guys, yeah.
Well, I guess 3 guys deep. The Saints have a whole bench. 7 guys probably.
Yeah, they have a whole other lineup. Begemi gets stuck in the trap, taken away there by Pee Wee Brown. Brown going to take it himself up on Charles. No good. Good defense there by Charles. Cutting Tillery over to Begemi, who was also cutting good for the Fighting Saints. So good transition bucket there for St. Francis.
That's the problem when you're in a press. Sometimes you only have one guy back when there's 3 offensive players going.
So we're going to see Freeman posting up here. Going to kick it out to Cohorst. Cohorst going to give it off to Donnelly. Donnelly going into the basket. A lot of contact. No foul. And Charles about throws the ball away. Going to kick it up to Tillery. Tillery going into the basket. And they're going to call a blocking foul there on, I believe, Pee Wee Brown. Me and Coach Love are thinking the same thing here. Tillery clearly, to me, just shoved Brown off of him, and he got out of control.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. It should have been an offensive foul. Definitely. Coach Leff was wanting that call as well.
There's been a couple of interesting plays there. I thought that there could have been a foul called down on the other end a couple of times now, but, I don't make the calls.
Yeah, can't get them all either. So
very true.
First one here, good from Tillery. Tillery been quiet so far. This is his first points of the ball game. Second one also good there from Tillery. Going to get a quick sub here. Carter Fahey back in the ball game for the Fighting Saints. Give E.J. Charles a break, who has been dominant when he's been out there. He's been so good on the defensive end and just being this athletic maniac for them on the offensive end.
No, for sure. He caught that sweet lob earlier, and That's going to be big. We'll see if the Lynx can find a little bit of rhythm. They haven't scored, I think, in the last, 6 minutes.
Yeah, just with Charles rim protecting, it just made us hard to finish around the basket. We're going to hand off here to Donnelly at the top of the key. Now over to Fuller. Fuller going to get a screen here from Cohorst. Fuller trying to shake and bake on Fahey once again. Pull-up jumper there from Fuller. Good money.
Fuller said, "May I have this dance?"
Yeah.
×3. He just won't miss from that.
If you talk about a bread and butter move, that's definitely yes. I mean, that is Fuller's #1 move, and it works for him. Begemi has a top to key. Going to get a screen here from Anabatart. Going to kick it over to Tillery in the corner there, and they're going to get Tillery on the travel, on the catch, trying to drive to the basket.
They get that travel there, but Cohorst has to do a better job of closing out there. You can't leap at the shooter because otherwise a guy like Tillery is just going to go right by you.
Yeah, we do have some help coming over, but you still would like to see a little bit better closeout there from Cohorst. So 29-27 Lynx trailing, 3:51 left here in the first half. Pee Wee Brown going to slow things up a lot. Not even going to get the offense started here until about 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Brown just going to take it himself, and it's going to say last touch there when it goes out of bounds off of Tillery. Brown just tried to take it himself there, and it's like the ISO call there from Coach Lepp. Just trying to get Brown in the basket.
Lynx have been doing that a couple of times now, which can prove a problem. We've seen Freeman go ISO, Fuller go ISO, and Pee Wee Brown now go ISO. It's something, it's good if you have a matchup, but at the same time, you can't get too reliant on it. Otherwise, you get that stagnant offense we've just seen.
Anna Batard's going to take a seat here. DeAndre Johnson checks back in here for the Lynx, or for St. Francis. They're going to call a foul on the play. He's going to go on Cohorst for a moving screen. So it's going to be a turnover here for the Lynx. That's going to be Cohorst's first foul. So here is St. Francis. Ting has it. Going to get it across half court. Going to set things up here for the Saints. Looking for that DeAndre Johnson post up down low. They're going to lob it into him. It's going to get stripped out of bounds. Last touch there by DeAndre Freeman. Now refs are going to talk about it, and they're going to change the call. So it's going to be the Lynx basketball. Good defensive play there from DeAndre Freeman.
I certainly thought it went off of DeAndre Johnson's knee, and the other official came in and agreed.
Yeah, they lobbed in. Nice little strip there from Freeman.
Good help side defense.
So here's Freeman guarded by Ting. Freeman going to kick it over to Cohorst. Now down to Connor Fuller in the post. Pull back jumper, no good. Rebounded there by Fahey.
Little Kobe Bryant-esque fadeaway right there.
Fahey going to dish it in to Johnson underneath, and then they're going to get Johnson with a travel there, not the foul that you're going to think might have been a foul there on Donnelly, but they're going to say travel was first. Cam Gardner checks back in for the Lynx, taking the place of Connor Fuller, who's played some pretty good minutes here so far. So we got Freeman now, 29-27. Lynx still trailing, just under 3 minutes left to play in this first half. Lynx need to get something going here. They've been a little stagnant on offense here the last couple minutes. We got Cohorst back up top to Freeman. Freeman just going to take a nice little pull-up jumper, no good. About gets his own miss. Rebound there by Johnson. Johnson up to Tillery. Tillery for the finish. Yes, on the other end. Is almost blocked there by Pee Wee Brown, but just not quite in time.
Yeah, it would have been a highlight reel block for sure, but as you said, he couldn't quite get there in time.
Brown going to dish it off to Cohorst. Cohorst back up to Donnelly. Now over to Freeman. Lynx going to go kind of 5 out here, trying to get the lane open. Going to get it over to Pee Wee Brown. Now over to Donnelly. Donnelly up to Cam Gardner. Gardner going to take a three-pointer. No good. Rebounded there by DeAndre Johnson. Coach Lepp just furious on that last offensive possession here. Fahey in transition stops. Does not take the three. Going to give it over to Begemi. Now up to Ting, and he's going to set things up here for the Saints. Johnson looking for a cutting Tillery. Gets it over to Ting. Ting going to drive in back up to Johnson. And he gets fouled going to the basket. Nice play there from Ting. He'll dump off pass there to Johnson. And that's going to be a foul on Pee Wee Brown. And that's going to be the 10th foul on Lincoln here in this first half.
Lincoln College basketball on LCTV and WLNX is brought to you by Michelle Bauer, your Country Financial representative in Lincoln. Country Financial agents are members of their local communities, neighbors who lend a helping hand to local causes and community projects. And when it comes to solving the big challenges of tomorrow, you can start with simple steps today with personalized insurance and financial services that can have an impact on your family's future. Michelle Bauer, your country financial representative, is located at 211 South McLean Street in Lincoln or at 217-735-9705.
Got Johnson making both free throws here for St. Francis. Blake Maris checks into the game for the Lynx. Donnelly over to Maris now. Maris gets the defender to go by him, and now into Freeman in the corner. He goes baseline, tries to dish it off to Gardner. They're going to get a blocking foul before the pass. That's going to be on Connor Fahey. It's going to be his first foul. He's 6th on the Saints. Freeman underneath the basket. Just going to kick it into Donnelly up top. Donnelly looking to go one-on-one against Tillery. Donnelly goes into the basket. No good. Rebounded there by Fahey. Fahey looking to run in transition now. No one's going to decide to stop Fahey. He tries to dish it off to Ting. Nice defensive play there from Cohorst, who gets a hand in the passing lane. Going to give it over to Cam Gardner in the corner now. Looking for Freeman down low. Gardner just going to take a mid-ranger instead. Rebounded there by Freeman up. And goes to the basket right up strong once again. And that's going to be a foul on the play, I believe. It's going to be and one. Yes, it is. So that's going to be a foul there on DeAndre Johnson. Going to send Freeman to the line for one more.
Freeman with 12 points and a chance for his 13th right here at the line. He's only averaging 9 points per game this year, and he already has that in the first half.
Yeah, he's definitely playing with a different aggression, going into the basket real strong on the cut, and the rebounding too has really improved here in this game. Free throw good there from Freeman. Now Freeman gonna get some pressure to Gurner, who just checked in at that free throw. Gonna be Gurner now. Trying to get to a cutting Fahey. Fahey over to Johnson for a slam. Good play there from the Saints. Just good ball movement. Just releases to Johnson for a dunk. Cohorst now going to get a screen there to Donnelly. Kicks it off to Maris. Maris loses it underneath the basket. Picked up by Begemi. That's going to be, I believe that, Tobias on the other end gets the finish. So good transition offense here from St. Francis, who just likes to run and gun. 37-30 here with 30 seconds left to play in the first half.
Fighting Saints bench getting into it, providing a little bit of energy.
That's going to be Cam Gardner at the top of the key, and now over to Cohorst. Cohorst back up to Maris. Maris trying to shake his defender. Step back jumper. Yes, they're good for Maris. Just 10 seconds left to play in this first half. 37-32, Lincoln trailing. About 5 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Gurner has it now, guarded by Donnelly. Donnelly hits the ball, and they're going to get him for a foul. That was a great defensive play there from Donnelly, and the refs bailed out Gurner, who clearly, in my opinion, got the ball stripped from him. So it's going to be 2 shots here for Gurner.
That's a big blow there with 1.7 left in the first half, and you get called for a foul like that. That's not something you want.
I mean, Donnelly, he literally dribbled right into him, and Donnelly slapped the ball away, and then they called him for a foul.
I mean, you can't do too much about it, obviously. No. If the foul's called, you got to agree with it.
And Gurner misses the first free throw to truly say the ball does not lie.
We've seen that a couple of instances now.
I mean, it is true. The ball does not lie. So see if Gurner here can at least hit 1 of 2 to send the Saints with a commanding lead here going into half. Second one from Gurner is good. 1 second left here for the Lynx. Just going to have to just toss it in and heave. Going to give it into Maris. Maris from the other volleyball line, just short. That one was directly online. Just a bit short there for Maris. So it's going to be 38-32 here at the end of half number 1. Spencer, what are you seeing from the Lynx here that we need to maybe take a look at here in the locker room?
They have to get back on defense. Off of their offensive possessions, the Saints are getting the majority of their points just off of transition offense. They're grabbing the rebound, and there are 3 guys on the break before we even have a guy across half court sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely. I do like that 1-2-2 press, but I mean at the same time, if they're breaking it pretty easy here, you need to just back off of it and just see. So it's going to be a tough task here in the second half. So come back at the end of halftime. There are about 14 minutes or so until the second half starts. So we will be back on the call after halftime. You're listening to Lynx basketball right here on 89X.
CBD, cannabidiol, a compound found in industrial hemp plants, has been featured in news reports as offering many health benefits. Your CBD store, the largest hemp retailer in the U.S., is now celebrating its grand opening in Lincoln. Your CBD store is located at 520 Broadway, just off the square. Your CBD store offers SunMed and Sunflora CBD products, including oils, edibles, topicals, and more. And they have staff on site to answer any questions. Your CBD store is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6. And Sunday and Monday, 12 to 4. Now offering curbside service. Your CBD store, just off the square on Broadway. Also find them on Facebook.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I improved my credit score.
You're kidding, right?
No.
How are we supposed to be the bad boys of electro synth pop if you're out there being responsible? The band is about to be discovered. This is our year.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while now.
You think anyone in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was worried about their credit score?
I never really thought that.
Of course they weren't. Rock stars aren't supposed to think about that kind of stuff. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, write aggressively sensitive power ballads, start questionable fashion trends, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
All right. I thought maybe it was time to take control of my finances, you know? Start using a budget. Get out of debt. Set some goals.
A budget? Debt? Set some goals? Listen, I knew that we'd have our creative differences, but I was hoping they'd involve a little more scandal.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
This is Best of Week on the Academic Minute. For the Commissioner's Choice Award, Gretchen Soren, Distinguished Professor at the Cooperstown Graduate Program at SUNY Oneonta, explored how Black Americans have had a different experience with cars.
There are many studies that address the significant role that the automobile played in American life. But that research is confined to the way the automobile affected white Americans. African American newspapers, market studies, and Black travel guides reveal an experience that was totally different for Black Americans. The automobile, the ultimate symbol of independence, profoundly changed the lives of Black Americans by freeing them from humiliating and often dangerous travel on public conveyances and the racial epithets they regularly endured. From the time they arrived in North America, freedom of mobility became an important aspect of liberty for Black Americans because it was denied. Enslaved individuals needed permission to be away from their masters and had to carry paper passes or wear metal tags to prove they had permission to leave their owner's property. In the 20th century, the automobile changed mobility. In the South, buses and trains were segregated by law. In the North, segregation existed by custom. When they could, Black Americans traveled by car to protect their families. The coming of the cheap automobile, the Nobel Prize-winning sociologist Gunnar Myrdal declared in 1944, has meant for Southern Negroes who can afford one a partial emancipation from Jim Crowism. Black-only businesses and Black travel guides, like the Negro Motorist Green Book, encouraged a new way of resisting oppression. Travelers could be confident of finding welcoming hotels and restaurants as they traveled. Civil rights workers found places to stay and to eat when they traveled for marches and protests. The automobile helped to secure for Black Americans that most basic right, now called into question, the freedom of mobility.
That was Gretchen Soren of the Cooperstown Graduate Program at SUNY Oneonta. You can find this, other segments, and more information about the professors at academicminute.org.
Production support for the Academic Minute comes from AAC and U, advancing liberal learning and research for the public good.
Our military service members volunteer to protect us in the most dangerous places around the world. They step up. And when they are severely ill or injured, returning to their families is only the beginning of their long road home. Beyond all the hospitals and doctors and surgeries they need just to survive, they also deserve whatever they need to truly live. All the in-home care and day-to-day help they need to live independently on their own terms. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs were established to provide these brave men and women whatever they need to continue their fight for independence at no cost for life. So many of them need us, and it's time for a grateful nation to step up. Find out how you can do your part at findwwp.org.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Caribbean coral reefs under siege. I'm Randy Simon, and this is Earthwise, a look at our changing environment. Coral reefs around the world have been suffering from warming seas and increasing acidification, both the result of human activity. In the Caribbean, a new threat has emerged in the form of invasive algae. New research published in Scientific Reports explains how an aggressive crust-like alga is overgrowing shallow reefs and taking the place of coral that was damaged by powerful storms that exposed areas of the undersea rock where corals grew. Researchers from Oxford University, the Carnegie Institution, and California State University Northridge have been studying these Paisonolid algal crusts, or PACs, for several years in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The PAC has been out-competing coral larvae for surface space and then growing over the existing reef architecture, greatly damaging delicate reef ecosystems. New corals actually prefer to settle on crusty surfaces created by a different type of algae called crustose algae, or CCA. CCA acts as guideposts for coral larvae by producing biochemical signals as part of a microbial community that entice baby coral to affix itself. In contrast, the destructive PAC algae exclude coral settlement. The researchers determined that the microbial community associated with PAC algae is deployed to deter grazing from fish and other marine creatures. Unfortunately, it also deters coral. Fragile coral ecosystems are already under assault by environmental pollution and global warming. Now, in the aftermath of powerful hurricanes like Irma and Maria, algal crusts are taking over reef communities and posing an existential threat to Caribbean corals. Earthwise is a production of WAMC. Find us on Facebook and listen anytime at WAMCpodcasts.org.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I liked things to always be the same. Anything new or different would scare and upset me. I was very sensitive to lights and sounds. It was almost like I had bigger eyes and ears than everyone else. So I built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. I didn't like looking people in the eye. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'd throw big tantrums over little things like when my socks didn't match. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over. Until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change the world's behavior through brainwashing. Because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. And that costs a family of four $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. It's worsening climate change through the release of methane gas. Save the food. Cha-ching. And it's wasting precious natural resources like our fresh water. Save the food. Cha-ching. So when you hear this sound, don't be neutral. Rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, everybody, to St. Francis. Adam Hoffman here, Spencer Davis on the call. We have some stats here for you before we start out this second half. Spencer, Freeman leads us with 13, alongside with Fuller with 8. I really want to talk about this Fighting Saints team. Everybody that's come in the game for them has scored a basket.
Yeah, no one's in double figures for them.
No one. The highest score they have is 7, and then it's DeAndre Johnson, or E.J. Charles, excuse me. So, I mean, what a balanced scoring attack here for the Saints. I mean, we talked about it beforehand, how, they're just going to get a lot of guys in there and get a lot of guys touches. I mean, not a selfish team whatsoever.
No, and I mean, the stat that jumps off the stat sheet is 25 points off the bench for St. Francis. Yep. They're getting the ball to their guys off the bench, and they've got that depth that really is proving to be a problem.
Yeah, that 25 points off the bench compared to the Lynx 2 points off the bench. So that is definitely a killer for us. That the 2 points came from Blake Maris. But other than that, it's been a lot of transition basketball here for St. Francis, and the Lynx not getting back in time.
For sure. I mean, we're seeing 3 guys down the floor a lot of times for these Fighting Saints compared to our 1 defender. And obviously that's a problem because a 3-on-1 break, it's a huge advantage for the attacking team.
Yeah, I mean, the Lynx, they did look pretty well. I mean, only 6 turnovers in that first half compared to St. Francis's 9, so we're doing a good job, kind of forcing them into some tough situations. But I would say probably 3 or 4 of our turnovers have been, just trying to force things too much. They're being a little too unselfish.
And that is a huge thing. And also we're seeing, but at times they're being too selfish. We've seen that stagnation occurring.
Yeah.
It scores 38-32 in favor of the Saints right now, so it's not out of the question that the Lynx can come back. But there's just too much dribble.
Yeah.
The Lynx they're catching the ball and putting the ball on the floor immediately, which has led to Coach Lepp just losing his mind over there.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy with it was so bad there at the end of the half. I mean, we just could not get anything to go. It seems like we were just trying to get anything we could, and just were forcing up some bad shots, and a few of them went in. And we got rewarded with some free throws. I mean, under a minute now here before the half starts, the Lynx just now come onto the floor. So definitely Coach Lepp not happy in the locker room here at the half.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see a big energy jump from the Lynx. I think that kind of was a big factor. We saw them really excited and into it with about 10 minutes into the first half, and by the end it was just dead. There was nothing coming out of the bench or the team, really.
Yeah, we saw, Holy and DeAndre Johnson and E.J. Charles kind of just taking our bigs and just trying to put them in awkward positions. Both our bigs in Clark and Barney, both with 2 fouls. So, it's kind of tough. They have more to work with here in the second half. But, we saw Lewis Holy start the game, and then he only ended up playing 5 minutes in that first half. That's how much depth that the St. Francis team has, where their starting post player can only play 5 minutes, and they still almost score about 40 points. It's insane.
They've just found better matchups, I think, in regards to our bigs. Holy has just been kind of locked down by Tyler Clark, and then they went to a stronger, bigger guy with DeAndre Johnson, who has had much more success.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to get the second half started up here. Lynx already on the floor. St. Francis still in the huddle. So I do have to say, too, head coach for St. Francis, he got the mask on. He's got the clear visor over and gloves. I mean, they're really taking it seriously here with all of the COVID-19 stuff. So good job on them just keeping everybody safe. They did have a couple games of theirs get canceled once they restarted due to COVID, I believe, for the other teams. I believe that was for Calumet, who we actually play next Wednesday. So fingers crossed that game still goes through. So here's start of the second half here. Freeman's going to have it top the key, guarded by Tillery. Going to give it over to Maris in the corner, who's going to get the start here in the second. Maris stopping on a dime, pullback three, no good. Good look there for Maris, though. Fahey going to try to throw it up to Holy, but it's going to go sailing over his head for a turnover here, so make it 10 turnovers here for St. Francis.
Yeah, no Donnelly to start the half here for the Lynx.
I think maybe to get some balance there on the second unit. I think, once the starters go to the bench, the offense definitely went quiet. So it's going to be tipped out of bounds here by Tillery. The Lynx will retain possession. Going to give it into Freeman, guarded by Tillery. Going to get a screen there from Fuller. Back up to Fuller, top of the keys, wide open for the three, no good. Rebounded there by Clark, but Clark tried to get the rebound, but Holy's pushed him out of the way, and he comes up with the rebound. So definitely, I think, a foul on the rebound. Holy going to take a spot up three and just trailing the play. That's well off for him. Brown now over to Fuller, looking for Clark inside. Clark goes up and gets it to go and one. That foul going to go on Holy. I think we need to expose that here early on in the second half. I think Clark was pretty much wide open there into the basket, and he gets fouled.
Yeah, that was such a weird angle. I thought there was no way that basket was going to go in, and somehow he just, flung it with some mustard on there and got it to go.
Yeah, definitely Holy was just I don't know what to do about that. It was definitely an awkward shot where he was underneath the basket and kind of had to come out to finish it. So here's Clark at the line for one more and knocks it down. Clark a little confused there. He didn't know he made the basket. He was still standing at the free throw line, and Pee Wee Brown had to yell at him to get out. So that was a transition three there from Tillery, no good. Good contest there from Tyler Clark. Now Freeman has it in transition. Freeman going to go to the rack, kick it out to Fuller for three. Yes, switchbound there from the corner there for Fuller.
Big time three.
Yeah, Freeman definitely got hit going to the basket there, but kicked it out to Fuller for a wide open jumper.
Tie game?
Yeah, tie game like that, 38-38. Just about 18 minutes left to play in this second half. Kick it up to Ting at the top of the key. Ting for three, answers for the three of his own. So Ting had been quiet in that first half. Only 6 for him now on the game with that three.
Yeah, it looks like Maris and Ting are exchanging a little bit of trash talk there after that three.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're trying to get Maris the ball there. That's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Ting. Ting comes in leading the Saints in scoring with 12 per game. If that tells you how balanced the scoring attack is, they're winning games and their leading scorer has 12 a game.
Especially compared to the Lynx, who have Donnelly, who averages 19 and a half.
Yeah. I was going to get a steal there off of Freeman. Goes off the face of Holy and then into transition. So Tillery gets an easy layup off of the face assist there from Holy. I would demand an assist if that happened to me.
Yeah. I think it was more of a hockey assist.
Yeah, it was more of a hockey assist. But
yeah.
Still. So Freeman has top the key, or almost near the half-court line, really. Looking for Clark underneath. Clark gets it, guarded by Holy. Holy going to tap it away. Clark just going to let it go there. And it's going to be Lynx basketball underneath their own basket with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. We need someone to take the ball out. Someone finally does step in there. There's even a conversation about it. Fuller decides to take it. So they're just going to... You got to get a shot off real quick here. Maris coming off the screen. Maris going to have to pull a jumper here. That's going to be contested there by Ting. And Maris, I don't think, really knew the shot clock was out there. Had to force up a rush three.
Yeah, and Ting played some great defense there on Maris.
Yeah, is this going to be the matchup here in the second half, Ting on Maris? I think that's going to have to be. I think Maris is going to have to come alive here in the second half. Only with 2 in that first half.
He's that microwave guy we talked about. If he gets going, the whole team starts cooking.
We got Fahey at the free throw line trying to take Fuller. Almost gives Fuller his own move there. Does not come up with the jumper. And then there's a tie-up with Holy and Clark. And it's going to be a foul there, I believe, on Holy.
Clark's done a much better job of going up, grabbing the rebound, and keeping it up. That one only came down because Holy had him grabbed.
Yeah, Holy is definitely frustrated with Clark. I mean, it definitely, he's probably never had to face a dude that can really move him down in the post, because Holy, not that tall, but he's definitely a big, strong guy. Freeman goes to the basket and gets a foul called, so he'll go to the line for 2.
I like this huddle that the Lynx are doing. We don't see that a lot from them, but, I like that little huddle they do.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 free throws now here for DeAndre Freeman. Foul goes on Holy.
Lincoln College Basketball on LCTV and WLNX is brought to you by your CBD store in Lincoln. CBD is found in industrial hemp plants. It's been featured in news reports as offering many health benefits. Your CBD store, the largest hemp retailer in the U.S., is now celebrating its grand opening in Lincoln. They're located at 520 Broadway, just off the square. Your CBD store offers SunMed, Sunflora CBD products, including oils, edibles, and topicals. And they have staff on site to answer any questions. Your CBD store is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6, and Sunday and Monday, 12 to 4. Now offering curbside service. Your CBD store, just off the square on Broadway. Also find them on Facebook.
1 for 2 there from Freeman from the three-point line, and then St. Francis goes down the other way, and Begemi hits a three-pointer, pretty much uncontested. Now Fuller here for the top of the key, 3, no good. It's tipped away. Going to come up with the rebound does Freeman. Now over to Maris. Maris going to take a floater. Yes, over Holy. And Coach Lepp is going to take a quick timeout here, 30-second timeout. So we're going to take a timeout as well. You're listening to Lynx Basketball right here on 89X.
Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln is proud to be a sponsor this season of Lincoln College men's and women's basketball on 89X and on LCTV. Thanks to their generous support, you'll never miss a single broadcast this season as the Lynx compete in NAIA action. Grau Chevrolet Buick has served the Lincoln and surrounding area with new and used vehicles, along with a complete service department since 1953. Grau is open Monday through Friday between 8 and 7, and on Saturdays 8 to 3. Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln at 1905 North Kickapoo.
And we're back here after the timeout. Coach Love decided to take a little quick 30-second here to calm the guys down just a little bit. 46-41, Lynx trailing. And we're going to see a little press here from Coach Lepp and the boys. And now it's a 1-2-2 press. It's going to be Pee Wee Brown going to guard the inbound pass. It's going to go to Tang. They're looking to trap there right across half court. They do get into the getting nearly stolen by Fuller. Good recovery there from Maris, and they're going to fall back into the man-to-man. So we got Fahey, top the key. Now kick it over to Holy. Holy guarded by Clark. Now over to Begemi. Begemi gets it. He thought about the 3. Going to take it now in the face of Maris. No good. Rebounded there by Freeman. Freeman doing a great job rebounding the basketball here for the Lynx. They're going to kick it off to Maris. Now over to Fuller. Fuller looking for a post-up here. He's going to try to go to the line. Actually going to kick it off to Maris. Slick pass there. Barely saw that. Now Fuller. Now over to Pee Wee Brown. Pee Wee Brown going to take a 3. No good. Rebounded there by Tyler Clark once again. Going to kick it out to reset things for the Lynx. Brown going to take a mid-range jumper. No good. I don't think really St. Francis needed to save that one. I think it was just well short there from Pee Wee Brown, but they do anyway. Now here's Ting on the other end for St. Francis. Ting trying to take Fuller. Gets Fuller there. Decides to kick it out to Fahey. Fahey going to give it into Holy. He's going to try to take Clark. One-on-one. No good. And they're going to rebound it there by Maris. There's a lot of contact there and a lot of contact with the backboard, so they thought maybe his offensive interference, or defensive interference, I should say. Fuller now goes all the way around the whole team and gets that one to go. What a finish there from Fuller.
Really bizarre angle. He let go of that.
It's 46-43 now, 15 left in the second half. Ting has it now guarded by Pee Wee Brown. Going to give it over to Tillery. Tillery back up to Fahey. Now we're to Begemi. Up to Holy underneath with Clark, and he's going to get Clark in the air a little bit and get that easy finish there for Lewis Holy. Lynx back in transition now. Nice defense there from Holy, but Pee Wee Brown still manages to finish that one off. 48-45 now. Now back the other way. Tillery has it with Holy. He dishes it off. Stolen by Pee Wee Brown. Here comes Pee Wee Brown the other way. Brown going to slow things up here for the Lynx. Going to give it into Freeman now. Freeman just going to take a contested shot. 48-47 now. Lynx crawling back in this one. And St. Francis going to need a timeout here. Coach Lepp fired up after that one. 48-47. We're going to take a break as well. It's Lynx basketball right here on 89X.
CBD, cannabidiol, a compound found in industrial hemp plants, has been featured in news reports as offering many health benefits. Your CBD store, the largest hemp retailer in the U.S., is now celebrating its grand opening in Lincoln. Your CBD store is located at 520 Broadway, just off the square. Your CBD store offers SunMed and Sunflora CBD products, including oils, edibles, topicals, and more. And they have staff on site to answer any questions. Your CBD store is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6, and Sunday and Monday, 12 to 4. Now offering curbside service. Your CBD store, just off the square on Broadway. Also find them on Facebook.
And we're back here after the timeout. And Spencer, we're finding new life here. 48-47. We're still trailing, but we have gone on a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, DeAndre Freeman with 16 points. Again, he's going off. Connor Fuller with 13 of his own. And now we're seeing this two big lineup.
Yeah.
We've got Barney out there and Clark at the same time. Both guys with only 2 fouls, so hopefully I don't jinx it again. But, yeah, that's a larger guys out there trying to get more rebounds, I think.
Yeah, get more rebounds and definitely
protect the rim more.
And, yeah, contain DeAndre Johnson, who just checked in as well. They're going to try to find him underneath the basket. I like having both of those guys in there. Also, E.J. Charles checks in, too, so Barney will have him.
I like this matchup a lot, Barney and Charles.
Yeah. Got Gurney now guarded by Fuller, and Fuller going to pick up a foul. I sound disappointed in it, but it was kind of a foul. He swept through. It was one of those classic plays where he just swept through, got the arm caught. It was a veteran play there from Gurney. So it'll be St. Francis ball on the sideline. Bagemi is going to pass it in here. Yeah, it should be an over and back. He caught it and then went backwards across half court. E.J. Charles did. And give it into Tillery. Tillery on Freeman. Tillery going to take a jumper, no good. Rebounded there by Dejon Barney, who's going to give it up to Freeman. Freeman now has gone off a little bit, like Spencer said. 16 points for him. Trying to get a screen there from Clark. Clark does free him up for a little bit, and then he's trying to force it out to Fuller. It's picked off there by Bagemi. And Tillery on the inside is going to get, I don't know if it's fouled, but they do call it goaltend. They do call it goaltend on Dejon Barney, who I thought it was pretty clean, to be honest. I thought he pinned it pretty good, but maybe I just had a different angle on it. That is a rule. Once that ball hits the backboard and then someone hits it, it's an automatic goaltend, whether that ball was going in or not.
And I think that's what it looked like for me. I thought they called a foul, and I was like, I don't know about that one.
So, yeah, it's going to be a goaltending call. So, 50-47. St. Charles holding on to the lead here with about 13:30 left in this second half.
I don't think we've ever seen this combination of guys out there at the same time. Pee Wee Brown, Blake Maris, Connor Fuller, Tyler Clark, and Dejon Barney.
Yeah, it's definitely a different look here for Coach Love. Got to see who can gel together in this young season. Maris goes to the basket now. No good. Rebounded there by E.J. Charles. Good take there from Maris. Just a nice contest there from Charles. And now Maris gets a steal, and he's going to try to run back in transition. And good on the finish there from Blake Maris. Maris chirping a little bit. I mean, you don't see that from Blake Maris too often. He's usually a pretty stone-faced guy, but, they're trying to get under his skin a little bit, so he's going to chirp back at him a little bit.
For sure. You love to see it. A little bit of competitive edge right there.
And they're going to get the ball into Johnson. Johnson quickly double-teamed. And then kick out to Devias for three. Yes, straight on, and he gives the look off to Maris.
Yeah, the thing about help side defense is you can't completely leave the three-point shooter open.
Yeah, it's definitely it's great if you can get good help side defense, but, just that you cannot leave the three-point shooter open under any circumstances. Fuller has it now. Up to Clark at the top of the key. Clark just looking to pass that one off. He gets back in the paint. Pee Wee Brown trying to go into the basket, and they're going to call a foul on the ground, and that's going to be a foul on St. Francis. Pee Wee Brown will not go to the line. It's going to be on the ground, so it'll be just underneath the basket.
Something to note here, Tillery just walked back into the lock-in for the Saints, and also Elijah Donnelly hasn't played yet in this half. He had some ice on his shin earlier, so I don't know if we're going to see him again, but hopefully we do.
Lynx get it into Tyler Clark on the inbounds, and he gives him a nice little hook as well. So Tyler Clark gets on the board for the first time in this ballgame. No, he has 5 points now. That's going to be 53-51 now. Lynx trying to crawl back in this one. Gerner has it now, guarded by Pee Wee Brown. Gerner just trying to dribble out. Going to give it into DeAndre Johnson, who gets Clark in the air. Nice help side defense there from Barney. Now Charles gets the rebound. He's going to try to take Barney one-on-one in the post. Nowhere really to go. Going to hand it off to Gerner, who's just going to have to go into the lane, and they're going to get him with the travel. So good play there from the Lynx defensively. We got Andre Williams fired up here on the bench for the Lynx. Great defensive stand here for the Lynx the past couple drives.
Yeah, Andre Williams getting those guys on the bench fired up. You got to get some energy out there.
We got Pee Wee Brown bringing the ball up against Gerner. Left calling some plays here. Going to give it off to Barney. Barney going to hand off to Fuller. That's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Maxwell Topia. So it'll stay Lynx basketball, and they'll take it out on the sideline.
I think my favorite part of basketball is the coaching moments on the floor. Like Coach Lepp and Dejan Barney having a little bit of dialogue there, just like, hey, look for this.
Barney going into the lane, and they're going to call a foul there on Barney, who goes to the basket. It's tough. He was outside the circle. The question is, was he there before Barney took off is the real question. I don't think so, but, I could be wrong.
Typically, you see that kind of weird angle. You usually don't reward the defensive player, but, you got to give the defense a little bit of, you got to let them be a defense.
Yeah, it's going to be a third foul there on Barney. Now, E.J. Charles has it now, going to kick it into Johnson, who has Clark underneath. No good, and they're going to get Clark for a foul now. So just like that, the big men were playing great underneath the basket, not picking up any fouls, but just two quick ones there for both bigs. So Nick Cohort's going to check in after the first free throw here. But Johnson, talk about, dude, just fearless. He is just, even though Clark is substantially taller than him, probably stronger than him, he's still going at him, just trying to just put his backside into him, trying to get any position he can.
And he's backed down Clark now a couple of times on those possessions. And now Cam Gardner and Nick Cohort's coming in for the two bigs there.
Yeah, definitely going to be tough. And now Elijah Donnelly going to come in after the next dead ball as well. Kind of limped a little bit getting off the bench there. I did notice that time. So.
And he might be a little cramping, and you got to let him work on that a little bit. But we'll see. We'll definitely monitor how he performs coming off the bench with that shin injury, I think.
Yeah, Maris takes a seat. Donnelly back in, like Spencer said. And now Pee Wee Brown has it up to Cohorse. Cohorse looking to give it away, and he gives it to Donnelly. Donnelly going to give it out to Gardner. Back over to Fuller. Fuller trying to go into the middle of the paint, and what a tough finish there from Fuller. Could have been an and one very easily, but 55-53 now. Lynx just staying in it. They're just trying to just cutting it to 2 points every time. It seems like they're just, St. Francis doing a great job of responding as well.
Cohort's going to war down there with Johnson.
Yeah. So Cohort's doing the best he can, just fronting Johnson as much as he can. Gardner now going to have to throw one up to Johnson. It's a good defensive play there from Cohorse, and they're going to say Gardner, who dove for the ball in the corner, it's going to be last touch by him because he was he had a body part on the out-of-bounds line as he was touching the ball. St. Francis just really wanted to calm things down here. Things are starting to swing a little bit here towards the Lynx.
Definitely some momentum on the Lynx side. You like to see that.
And if Gardner now guarded by E.J. Charles, going to give it off to Pee Wee Brown. Brown changes directions. And there's going to be a foul really quick as Brown goes into the basket, or into the lane, I should say.
I know you can't call a foul every time, but the Saints are just chest-bumping the Lynx every time they have possession of the ball.
Yeah, it's definitely, there is some contact. Maybe not every single one of them needs to be a foul, but we did say this about the Lynx as well. It was there's a stoppage of play here. I don't know what was really going on.
I think a bench warning, maybe?
Yeah, bench warning, maybe. But we were saying that the Lynx haven't really gotten any calls either, so, it's finally kind of coming back to us. The fouls are only 5-3, so they need to kind of settle down here. Donnelly going inside. Look at the tribute to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar there with that hook. That one came down from the waist, and he flipped it up over and in to tie this game up for the first time, I believe, in the second half, and definitely, since the first half.
The Lynx are just staying competitive. It's a gritty game right now, and they're doing everything they can to stay in.
And Johnson going to set a screen here for Tobias. Now over to E.J. Charles in the corner. Charles going to go baseline. Definitely got away with the travel there, in my opinion. And they're going to give it up to Maxwell Topia. There's the makeup call, and they're going to get Maxwell Topia for a travel. You always see that. You always see a guy that clearly got away from one, but the next person that touches that ball and slightly moves is going to get called for a travel, no doubt.
It's kind of the basketball karma, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's the makeup call. If you miss one, you got to call one right away. Let's see Pee Wee Brown bringing the ball up here for the Lynx. Going to hand it off to Fuller. Now hand it off to Donnelly. Donnelly tightly guarded there by Tobias. A lot of pressure here from St. Francis. Donnelly going to go into the lane, gets blocked, and gets his own rebound, put back up and in for Donnelly. And he's starting to come alive here in the second half here for the Lynx.
Leading scorer on the Lynx, and now he's got 6, and the Lynx are up 2.
Yeah, Gerner definitely probably got away with the push-off right there on Pee Wee Brown, as Brown was really pressuring him coming up the floor. E.J. Charles now has it at the free throw line. Got it guarded by Gardner.
Thing I'm noticing, both teams are just energetic. They are benches going crazy. Teams, they look bouncy.
They're going to call a foul there, I believe, on the floor on Cam Gardner. It's going to be his first foul. Carter Fahey, along with Eric Ting, who's going to check back in for St. Francis, taking the place of Charles and Gerner. Gerner, for a backup guard, has been really controlling this game when he gets in the ballgame.
Yeah, and it's not really his scoring that's been impressive. It's just been locked down deep.
Tempo, too. The game plays at his speed. So really good on his part. They're just going to lob it in here to Johnson. Johnson going to hand it off to Ting. Ting going to set things up here for St. Francis. Looking for Johnson underneath the inside. He's just ragdolling Nick Cohorst. And Cohorst is trying to not pick up a foul. And they're going to have Luke Tobias driving in the basket, trying to do a spin move. Donnelly going to pick up a foul. Donnelly says he's hooking him. That's why he's getting the foul. I mean, it's a logical case there from Donnelly, but he just kind of gives the nod to Lepp, says thumbs up, I'll do something different. So if they're not going to let me guard him like that, I'm going to try something else.
Yeah, Cohorst is doing it's just kind of funny watching him try to front Johnson. He's not using his hands. He's just like, hey, I'm just going to go up into this. Here we go.
Johnson with a post move is a great defensive play there from the Lynx. Gardner came over and helped beautifully there. And I believe they're going to give the foul there to Cohorst, but Cohorst doing a pretty good job of staying in front of them. It's just he bites on the pump fake every time, so he needs to stay down.
Yeah, that time he didn't really bite. It looked like Johnson just went up into Cohorst's arm.
Yeah,
it was less of Cohorst going into him as it was Johnson just jumped straight into his elbow.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things that you always preach on it. The defender has the right to be there as well. I mean, they deserve to have position as well. Johnson knocks down 2 of 2, and now Anna Batard is going to check in for St. Francis to give Johnson a seat, or to give Johnson a break.
Johnson's the first double-digit scorer for the Saints today, I believe, with 10.
Yeah, with 10. So that's going to be Donnelly now. Has the ball for the Lynx. Going to give it over to Cohorst. Cohorst going to swing it to Fuller. Fuller looking for Cam Gardner, but they miscommunication there. And then almost miscommunication there for St. Francis as well, who about throws it out. Donnelly about comes up with a steal, and it's going to be a wide open 3 there for Tobias. And it's going to be a foul underneath the basket going against Nick Cohorst.
And he just looks bamboozled.
I mean, Cohorst, all he looked like he was doing was just trying to get
He said he's boxing out.
So DeAndre Freeman's going to come back in for Fuller. I mean, Cohorst, I've seen different kind of energy here from Cohorst. He's kind of accepted the role that, probably not going to score that much in the offensive end, so I'm just going to give everything I have on the defensive end and trying to get rebounds.
And he's been doing an excellent job, obviously, making sure DeAndre Johnson's not getting touches. He's done a great job of that.
Yeah, Anna Batard misses the 1-on-1 free throw, so once again, the ball does not lie. And it's going to be Donnelly kicking off to Pee Wee Brown. Now over to Cohorst. Cohorst going to give it back to Pee Wee Brown. He's going to give a screen. Cohorst open on the roll, just missed him. Brown going to the basket. A lot of contact there, and they're going to get him a foul. It's the makeup call, of course. Invitar looks just clueless there on the play. Did not feel like he touched Pee Wee Brown at all, but the shot did hit the top of the backboards. I don't think he would intentionally shoot it there. So I think there was probably some contact on the play.
I feel like that was less of a makeup call rather than it was an
actual foul.
It should have been called. And Pee Wee Brown looked like a little confused. The free throw line here is it's right behind the volleyball serve line.
Yeah, I mean they definitely. Yeah, it looks different. I know what you're trying to say. So It looks like the free throw line is the volleyball line.
We've seen a couple of our guys do that now where they've stepped up to the wrong line.
First one there from Pee Wee Brown is good. I believe that's, the first lead for the Lynx, 58-57, 7:39 left to play in this second half. Begemi and Tillery come back in for St. Francis. Good to see Tillery back in the ballgame after going to the locker room. So I'm going to bring some new energy in here for St. Francis. Brown at the line for one more.
And both guys that kind of sat out with injuries for the first part of this half have both come in, and we'll see if, Donnelly provided a big spark to the Lynx. We'll see if Tillery does the same or if the Lynx can subdue that.
Pee Wee Brown knocks down the second one as well, 59-57, 7:35 left in the second half. This will be Ting now, guarded by Freeman. Going to give it into Animatart, guarded by Cohorse. Cohorse looking for Begemi. Doesn't get it to him. It's going to be Ting now. Back over to Fahey. Fahey thought about the three. Fahey down into Animatart. Animatart underneath, and he's going to get bailed out, I think, again with another foul call, in my opinion. I'm sorry, I might be a little bit of a homer here, but, there comes to a certain time where if a person touches the ball underneath and it's a foul every time, things need to change.
Well, the thing with that is I thought Cam Gardner blocked the shot.
He did.
That's what I thought. And then they get Cohorse in the body, I think, but I don't know. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, but I thought that Gardner got the block, which should just nullify the fact that there might have been a foul.
And I did say, too, that's Cohorse's fourth foul. All of those fouls are coming in the second half here. So Anabatart knocks down 2 of 2. So 59-59. Just about 7 minutes left to play in the game.
This is a big run here from both teams. They're both hanging with each other. The Lynx had that huge run to start, and then the Saints responded, and now both teams are just deadlocked.
Peter Brown did dish it off to Cohorse. Cohorse gets blocked there by Fahey. And Cohorse going to give it up to Donnelly.
Shot clock did not reset.
Yeah, so Pee Wee Brown going to have it now. Blocking foul underneath. That's going to go on Ting, and he looks speechless as well. They're questionable. They're definitely questionable, and Ting's still trying to look for a reasonable explanation. Maybe his foot was his heel was on the restriction area. Who knows?
I think that Pee Wee Brown did a great job of slowing up, and
so it didn't look like he went through him.
Exactly.
Brown knocks down the first one. Tyler Clark going to come back in for the Lynx, taking the seat of Cohorse. Cohorse played some great minutes there for the Lynx. Some much-needed minutes here for the Lynx. Definitely because Clark and Barney both have 3 fouls, so they don't want to get too many fouls on them before we get down to the nitty-gritty of the game.
Lynx giving out some high fives to Nick Cohorse there on the bench because he's been doing his job out there.
Yeah, just being a maniac on the defensive end, trying to rebound. That's Peter Brown knocking down 2 of 2, 61-59 here. Lynx are ahead. It's going to be Tig going to kick it into Anabatart. Anabatart looking for Tillery. Gets him on the back cut. Gardner, nice contest there. It's going to be no foul, no call. That's good, but it was a made layup there from Tillery. Gardner now has him in the wing looking for Clark. They're going to lob it into him. Clark, post hook, rattles in and out there for Clark. Rebounded there by Fahey. He's going to lob it up to Tillery. Nice little dish-off pass there to Begemi. Nice transition point off a missed shot there from St. Francis.
And that's been the problem for the Lynx all game is they just haven't been able to get back in time to defend some of those transition layups.
Yeah, so take the lead again. The St. Francis does 63-61. We're going to have Freeman now going baseline. And a lot of contact there. Nothing. No call. And Anabatart comes up with the ball. They kick it over to Ting. Now Tillery underneath the basket. Good contest there from Donnelly. Rebounded there by Clark. Donnelly with a little spin move to get Ting up in the air. Now Gardner going to take a 3. No, well off. Rebounded there by Tillery.
I like Cam stopping ball right there. That's the key to making sure transition baskets don't happen.
Yeah, Ting underneath the basket trying to get that layup to go. I
thought he got away with a little bit of travel there, but shot didn't go.
Shot didn't go. They wanted the foul. Of course, they didn't call it. It's kind of been like that the whole game. And whenever you don't need the foul, they're calling it. But when you think there actually is a foul, there's never a call. So they just got to get used to it here down the stretch in this ball game. Donnelly going to step into a 3-pointer. Yes! To get him just going in this ball game. Give him 9 points on the game. 64-63. Lynx reclaim the lead. Just under 5 minutes left to play in the game.
He's just one of those silent leaders. Donnelly is. The whole team looks different after that made 3.
That's going to be Tillery. Blocked by Clark underneath. Rebounded there by Anabatart. Anabatart shoving his shoulder into Clark. I don't see how there's not an offensive foul there anywhere. Ting Now over to Tillery in the corner. Tillery going to take a three. Responds. But, I mean, I'm going to go back to that. I mean, Clark does a beautiful job blocking the shot. Anna Batart gets the ball, literally hooks around Clark. No call.
We see that a lot with post players now. You got to allow the post player not to completely die out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that hook with the elbow has got to be...
Yeah, it's got to be controlled. I mean...
For sure.
They're going to give it down to Freeman now, who has a post up there on Ting.
No shot, apparently.
No shot. He's passing off to Gardner.
Okay, all right.
And, so, yeah, it was going to be a nice dish off to Gardner, who had an open layup. But instead, it's going to be Freeman going to the line for a 1-and-1. And they're going to say, yeah, it's on the floor. But, I mean, it should be a 1-and-1. Should be a 1-and-1.
Freeman, 67% free throw shooter.
Yeah, the Lynx a little confused there. I mean, how is it not a 1-on-1? If there's 7 or 8 fouls, I mean, 7 fouls in the Saints. I mean, that should be resulting in a 1-on-1 either way. But either way, I mean, going to get the ball underneath our own basket, see if we can get 3 out of this play, see if we can come away with more. They're going to kick it off to Freeman. Freeman looking for Donnelly. Donnelly going to pull up a 3, and it's going to rattle in and out. Rebounded there by Gardner. Gardner going to take it up himself. No good. But it's going to be a foul, and Gardner is going to go to the line for 2.
I love that play by Coach Lepp. Right after that foul call, he's like, hey, get together. Talk to each other.
Talk to each other. See what you're seeing out there. You know, maybe Freeman's seeing they're creeping up a little bit, and you can lob it into Clark. You know, anything. That's going to be Gardner going to the line for 2 shots. Last foul went on Anna Batart. That's his 3rd. First one here from Gardner. Up and rattles all the way around the rim, off the backboard a couple times, and rattles out. So it's kind of the break that Gardner got there. Gardner at the line for one more. Just about 4 minutes left to play in this ball game. 66-64. Gardner trying to cut it to 1 here, and does with the free throw.
Gardner's one of those methodical free throw shooters. He kind of catches it and holds it for a couple seconds and just kind of breathes.
So they're going to get into Ting. Ting going to be picked up full court here from DeAndre Freeman. I think really just trying to save waste clock. I think that's really it. They're not trying to get the steal really off the inbounds.
I think they're trying to slow down the fighting Saints. The Saints succeed the best when they're in that transition kind of offense.
That's going to be a shot by Tillery. Well contested there from Clark. Rebounded there by Donnelly. They got Pee Wee Brown in the corner. Pee Wee Brown for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Clark. Clark with another clutch rebound here for the Lynx. Reset things for the Lynx does Donnelly. Donnelly going to give it up to Freeman, and he's going to dribble to the middle of the floor. They're going to give it into Clark at the top of the key.
Clark's getting a little fired up there with Anna Batart. He's not happy about the hands on his hips.
Yeah. Pee Wee Brown tries to go in the lane. Gets kind of shoved to the ground. He loses the ball.
I think it would have been a turnover no matter what. But
turnover no matter what there. Fahey for 3, no good. Rebounded by Begemi, and same thing here for St. Francis. They're going to set things up now. That's going to be Ting, guarded by Pee Wee Brown, looking for Begemi, trying to get him going from 3.
Lynx need to just make sure they don't foul here. They're only down 1.
And nice kick out there from Ting to Fahey. No good on the 3, and then a fight for the rebound. Should be a jump ball. And Coach Lepp definitely fired up after that one, just telling Clark to rebound the basketball. That's what he's in there for. Now Barney going to come back in for the Lynx, taking the place of Cam Gardner. So we're going to go double bigs again on both teams. E.J. Charles and DeAndre Johnson both check in here for the Fighting Saints.
It seems like whenever Charles and Johnson are in the game at the same time, Barney and Clark are out there at the same time, and I like that a lot.
I definitely saw when Barney got up off the bench. Johnson definitely got off the bench as well. So here's Charles underneath, guarded closely by Barney. That's a nice contested 3 there from Ting, but he knocks it down anyway. 69-65, 2:30 left to play in the ball game. Lynx got to make something happen here. Barney just about coughs the ball up there. We're going to get Donnelly here. We're going to get him for a screen from Clark. Donnelly looking to go to the baseline. Dumps it off to Barney. Barney with a nice finish under the basket to make it a 2-point game. Once again, Coach Lepp calls a quick timeout. We're going to take a break as well. You're listening to Lynx Basketball right here on 89X.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things Country Financial stands for. More than just an office you pass by driving through town. neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of our community. Contact your local Country Financial representative, Michelle Bauer, today at 211 South Main in Lincoln. Call 217-735-9705 to talk about the things that are important to you and how we can help you protect them.
And we're back here at St. Francis where the Lynx trying to crawl their way back into this one. 69-67 is the score. Fighting Saints on top. Spencer, seeing that big lineup here from the Lynx coming in every time St. Francis tries to match us with size. What do you think we need to do in the offensive end to try to, to put a mark on this game and see if we can really get ahead here?
I think we got to give the Saints a taste of their own medicine. When they get a rebound, you got to go. That's how the Lynx have been able to maintain this close game. Is they've been running in transition. They've been moving a lot faster. Early on in the game, they were shooting it at like 7 seconds left on the shot clock. This time around, they're shooting at like 15, 16 sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. I think with the bigs that we have in there, even Clark may be a little slower of a guy, but I think he's definitely faster than Johnson. I think he could beat him up the floor. We know Barney definitely can. So, I'd like to see the Lynx run as well. Yeah, like I said, give them a taste of their own medicine. If we don't get it, maybe get Clark or Barney a post touch. See what that can open up. Try to suffocate the defense in, then you kick it out for a jumper.
And we haven't seen a lob play for either one of them yet today. And that might be, Coach Lett might have that in his toolbox, and he might have his hand on it, ready for it.
Yeah, definitely. If we need a basket, we could try it for sure. So the St. Francis ball out of the timeout. Tang has it guarded by Freeman. Going to give it over to Fahey. Fahey guarded by Barney. Going to give it up to Tillery. Tillery trying to go into the basket. Tang gets Freeman up in the air. They pace it over to Tillery and over to Begemi. Begemi for three. Yes, he's hit the shot every time he's touched the ball. And they wanted a timeout there. St. Francis did. They did not get it.
Lynx with a quick inbound there.
Yeah, Lynx doing a good job quickly inbounding that basketball to see if they can get quickly on there. Begemi tips it out of bounds. Now they're going to get E.J. Charles back in the ball game here for Fahey. It's tipped out of bounds by Begemi, so it's going to be on the sideline here for the Lynx.
Begemi's hit almost every shot they've asked him to.
Yeah. And kick it into Donnelly, who quickly gives it back in to Pee Wee Brown. He takes a mid-range jumper and gets it to go. So 72-69 here, lead for the Fighting Saints. I believe St. Francis is going to take a timeout here. We're going to stay right here. 72-69, 1:36 left in this second half. And Spencer, on the defensive end, what do you think St. Francis is going to try to do here?
Adam, I think that they're really just going to try to compete. They're going to keep all of their men right in front of them. They're not going to let go of where they're at. I think that we're probably going to see a lot of face guarding being run, a lot of contact still, so it might have to come down to officials making calls, which is never something you want as a team to have to rely on, but at the same time, calls are going to have to be made here.
Yeah, and I think St. Francis definitely, they might try to go back to a post-up kind of offense, see what that opens up. They've been doing a great job moving the basketball around the perimeter. But, their bread and butter in the first half was banging down low. So, maybe that's something they need to result back into here to try to close this Lynx team out, who is just hanging in there.
They're pesky. These Lynx are pesky. There's not been a game yet this year
that we haven't been in.
Yes, exactly.
And we're a very frisky ball club, and we stay in every game. Like you said, we're that annoying ranch that just keeps coming back. We're always there. Backdoor cut there from Tillery. Hits Donnelly sleeping. That's going to be an easy bucket there from Tillery. So 74-69 now.
Lynx need some energy here.
Yeah, Lynx need something to happen because they got St. Francis, their bench, back in the ball game. Pee Brown back over to Donnelly. Donnelly now over to Freeman. Freeman's going to try to take a pullback jumper. No good. They're going to take it out to Donnelly. Donnelly going to take a three. No good. Well short. That's going to be off of Fahey. And they're going to reset the shot clock, but it shouldn't be. It should be about 2 seconds left on that shot clock. Ball did not touch the rim. And Coach Lepp is going to take a timeout here. They're probably going to figure things out. So, I would assume the shot clock will be set to about 2 or even 1. Blake Merritt's going to come into the ball game here, probably for this one possession.
This is what you want with a guy with quick trigger.
Yeah. If the Lynx could get a good look from three right here and knock one down, it changes the game. Just under a minute now, 58 seconds left, 74-69. And, for the Lynx, We shot the ball much better in the second half, and we're getting to the basket a little more. We're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. Tyler Clark has played huge here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting rebounds, offensive and defensive rebounds. I think those offensive rebounds are clutch, especially going down the stretch. He's done a great job of not fouling when he goes up. So hopefully we can get an offensive rebound here if the first shot does not go.
Yeah, definitely. I think, just keep a possession alive. They're going to reset to 6 instead, so Lynx have time for a catch and a couple dribbles before they shoot. Freeman going to take a 3, banked it in. And Freeman, what a shot there from Freeman. I mean, what a shot. I mean, that was it lucky? Probably. Did he call bank? Probably not. But we don't care.
Still open. Well,
Banks are still open.
I don't know. It's open for Freeman right now.
Yeah.
That was a big-time shot. Kind of Jason Tatum-esque. He got the guy right on him, and he somehow banks it in. Hey, shooters shoot.
You had to get the Celtics reference.
I had to. The shooters are going to shoot, though, and if you're a good shooter, it's going to go in.
Yeah, I mean, he even got hit on the play. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't call it, though.
He was looking for a foul,
He was definitely looking for a foul because he tried to get a shot fake and get the guy up in the air before he took one. But, I mean, what a play there from Freeman. This is a little different. I haven't seen this in a while. St. Francis, left called the timeout. St. Francis, all the players are in a huddle, but all the coaches are out on the floor in another huddle, trying to maybe drawing stuff up before they even go into the huddle. What do you think, Spencer?
I think it's to limit. It allows the players to have their own conversation, be like, hey, this is what we need to do, fire each other up, and then the coaches can come in and be like, all right, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, he only gets a couple seconds here with his team because he spent so much time with the coaches. So,
well, this is a big possession. If the Lynx can get a stop, obviously they're only down 2. And with 53 seconds left, a lot can happen. We've seen crazy stuff happen with 53 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be, they're going to get the ball underneath their own basket off the made shot. So it's going to be Fahey taking it out here.
The Lynx cannot allow Bukemi to get another three-pointer.
Yeah, Bukemi needs to be locked up. I think they're going to face guard him with Pee Wee Brown, which I think is a good look.
This Tillery-Donnelly matchup has been so fun to watch.
Both guys electric here in the second half.
For sure. Both guys are just quick, and they're both experienced. It's so much fun.
They're going to give it into Johnson, back up to Fahey. Fahey going to dribble the ball at the floor now here for the Saints. Fahey guarded by Barney, looking for Ting, and they do give it to him. Back over to Tillery. Tillery into Fahey. Fahey trying to post up Barney. Looking underneath the Johnson. Johnson, good play there against Clark. He gets the finish to go. So 76-72 now. Johnson with a nice move there on Clark. That's why I thought they would go do the bread and butter there in the first half was the Johnson post up, and it worked there for him right there.
Yeah, you sure called it, Adam. We just need, for that play, you got to have a little bit of help side defense come up and help.
Yep.
But, I mean, we're not out of it. 4-point game, 30 seconds left. Just quick bucket, stop on the defensive end, and it keeps it interesting, especially if you get that three-pointer on this possession. I would foul here.
Yeah,
get the 1-and-1, and then at worst you're down 3, and at best you're only down 1 with 20 seconds left.
Yeah, St. Francis did take a timeout. Once again, the coaches, coaching there. He's drawing something up with the coaches before he takes it into the team.
I think it allows for the coaches not to be distracted by the little player chatter that happens.
Yeah.
It allows them to just focus on what's going to happen.
Yeah, they're probably chatting, what do you think is going to work here? Because you don't want to draw up multiple plays in the huddle and just see they're only going to go with one of the 4 there maybe. So, I think they're just kind of getting that one set play that they need to run, and that's where they're going to try to go to. But, for the Lynx, I think you need to maybe give them a taste of their own medicine here. Try to get a post touch here for Clark or Barney. See if that can open up a shooter. I would imagine they're gonna face guard our shooters in Donnelly and Freeman and Pee Wee Brown as well, who's been good in this ball game.
Yeah, I would expect to see. I'd like to see a double screen set for a backside shooter. Maybe get a corner 3. And we'll see what's going to happen here. Full court press, man-to-man press by the Saints here.
And they're going to give it into Freeman. Freeman back up to Barney. And Barney is going to take the ball up here for the Lynx. Going to give it over to Donnelly. Donnelly looking to cut underneath the basket. Going to go to Clark. Back over to Donnelly. Donnelly leaves for 3. Rattles in and out. Rebounded there by Gerner. And Gerner going to get fouled underneath. What a rebound there from Gerner. Come up with a clutch board.
Well, I mean, you're only down 4, so again, even if they make both of these free throws, you're still down 6.
I mean,
quick 3 and
quick 3 is stealing a 3. I mean, ties the game up. So I mean, do not lose hope. We're just trying to get in this one. Gerner going to be at the line for 1-and-1. So yeah, hoping for a miss right here on this first one. See if we can, throw something up.
Gerner, an 85% free throw shooter here.
Gerner, first one is good. Clutch free throw there from the backup guard. Maris comes back in the ball game here for the Lynx. We need to get someone out of the game. I believe it's Tyler Clark, and yes, they do get him off the court.
I was a little surprised that Maris didn't check in at that last timeout for Clark. It just gives you an extra shooting threat because, as we saw, Clark caught the ball at the top of the key with really no one on him, but obviously not a very comfortable three-point shooter.
And now Fuller going to come in for the Lynx as well to take out Barney, so no bigs in the game for the Lynx. Looking to get a rebound here off a made shot, try to run and get a quick shot up. So here's Gerner now. Second free throw, 77-72, trying to make it 78, and does. So 13.9 left in the second half, 78-72. Gerner with only 5 points on the ball game, but they have been huge points for him. That's going to be another timeout here for St. Francis. So we were talking there in the first half, Spencer. Only one timeout was taken. We can only take one break, but now in the second half, we've done so many more breaks in this one, and there hasn't been as many fouls, so not a lot of stops to play. Game has had a very good flow to it, but the Lynx now here, what is the play?
You got to get a quick 3. I would say with it, if you don't have a shot up by 7 seconds left, you're in a very tough spot, especially if you don't make it. But yeah, I mean, if you can get a quick 3, maybe a guy going deep down the court, maybe a back screen for a guy like Donnelly or Pee Wee Brown. It kind of depends on who's taking the ball out. But you want a smart passer taking the ball out of bounds here.
I mean, like you said, we're very much in this one, but I mean, it's going to have to take a couple,
it's going to take
very well constructed plays to get us back in this one. I mean, it's going to have to take perfect, just execution. I mean, this going to have to make something happen. Something crazy is going to have to happen here for us to come back in this ball game and win.
I mean, it's not out of the question.
Not out of the question, but we're going to need something. We're going to need something real special here.
Especially with the Saints now being in the double bonus, so any foul given is going to send the Saints to the line for 2 free throws.
So, I mean, they might even foul one of our guys as soon as we touch the ball because, I mean, they're just going to go to the line instead of potentially setting up a 3. So we got 5 shooters out there. Freeman, Pee Wee Brown, Donnelly, and Blake Maris. Freeman looking for Maris. Maris going to have to catch and shoot a 3. No good. Rebounded there by Tillery. Tillery gets fouled on the rebound. It's not the best look I wanted there for Blake Maris, but I mean, at the same time, they did a great job closing out on him. Coach Lepp was talking about the cylinder call. I mean, they didn't really allow Maris to land very cleanly. So, I mean, I don't know. It could have been a tough call for the official to make there, but I mean, definitely didn't allow him to land very cleanly.
For sure. I mean, obviously you want that 3 to go down, and you'd like to get that call, but typically in a situation like that, there's not a lot of calls made. Officials don't want something to come down to whether or not they made a call. But
yeah, Tillery knocks down the first one, make it 79-72 with 4 seconds left to play. Second one from Tillery is good. Gerner comes back in for St. Francis.
And that was pretty much the dagger there, up 8 with 4.6 left.
Yeah, definitely. It was a tough fought game here for the Lynx. I mean, is there still a chance? Perhaps, but we just need to make something happen crazy here. Going to kick it over to Maris. Maris going to take a 3, blocked by E.J. Charles. That's going to be the game. 80-72 is the final. And Spencer, I mean, the Lynx showed a lot of heart in this one to try to get back in this one. I mean, we were down probably 7 or 8 at halftime, but we came back in, still just trying to just be that annoyance on the other team, just trying to stick around. But, I mean, in the end, St. Francis comes away with a big win.
I mean, that's a big time for the Lynx. I mean, hanging with them. St. Francis is near the top of the conference right now. So if you can take an 8-point loss, we're going to see them again at home this next time. I believe you said next week, perhaps.
Nah, it's later on in the season.
Later on in the season, but that allows this Lynx team to really gel together.
Yeah.
And like we said, the Lynx are pesky. And come tournament time, that's what you want to be.
Definitely a frisky team. I mean, we're there. I mean, it's right there. We can't close games as of right now. It's definitely been there. It's more time to gel with each other. I think we're going to be a pretty good ball club. We fall to 1-3 on this very young season, but we have played some really tough teams. So I mean,
we've seen some great basketball being played.
I mean, and like you said too, we've been in every game as well. So I mean, it's nothing that I'm too worried about. I think we're going to find our footing here in the upcoming week or 2 weeks here and try to rattle off some wins. We just need to go on a little bit of a winning streak.
I agree, and I think that's certainly possible. The way they played today, especially in that first 10 minutes, they looked phenomenal. If you can take those pieces from today with the cutting and the good defense, and you combine it with yesterday's three-point shooting, the Link's going to be very dangerous.
Now, our next broadcast of Lincoln College basketball will be on Wednesday, January 6th, where the men's and women's team will take on Calumet College. Our broadcast will air on WLNX, and that broadcast time is at 5 o'clock for the women's game, 7 o'clock for the men's game at Calumet College. And it's going to be a tough one. Hopefully, we can come away with a win, start that winning streak strong. On behalf of the entire crew and my broadcast partner, Spencer Davis, this is Adam Hoffman thanking you for joining us. Have a great evening.
The beginning of a new chapter in Lincoln College basketball.
Romine puts it up and in, and it's good! Lakes win! Lakes win! Lakes win! Lakes just won the AII Conference Championship on a buzzer beater.
Lincoln College NAIA basketball action on 89X is brought to you by Grouse Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln, your CBD store on Broadway just off the square in Lincoln, and by Michelle Bauer, your country financial representative in Lincoln.